Hey everyone, Rob from Southgate Media Group here. Before we get started with this podcast, we have a quick message. If this is your first time checking out the show, we love that you found us and we really hope you enjoy it. What we have to say is for the subscribers. If you enjoy our shows, would you please donate to help keep these going? We don't want to have to put traditional ads on these shows, but this does cost money. So we really do rely heavily on donations. To make a donation to the show, please go to our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Go to the page for the show, and in the upper right-hand corner is a donate button. It takes you right to PayPal, and you can donate whatever amount you want. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. And now, on with the show.
Welcome back to Consolidated, a Southgate Media Group podcast dedicated to the CW show Arrow, starring Stephen Amell and Emily Beth Rickards. Talking about episode 322. This is your sword, the penultimate episode of season 3. I actually don't have a lot to say. What about you, Kelly?
Here's your sign.
Ooh, ouch! I can't believe Kelly, of all people, just said that. This might be a bumpy episode of the podcast. Let's just get into it with the synopsis and then we can break this whole episode, this mess of an episode down.
So Oliver finishes his training and is left with 2 final tasks to become the next Ra's al Ghul. Ra's threatens Nissa and delivers some shocking news. Meanwhile, Malcolm makes a surprising offer to Team Arrow and Thea goes to see Roy.
Best part of the episode, honestly.
Yes, it was.
Lilith looking forward to a sex scene in a penultimate episode of an action show. Oh.
That's messed up.
It really is. So we kind of start off in there to provide, and Raz iterates that Oliver must use the Alpha Omega bioweapon to destroy Starling City as part of his ascension. Raz also reveals that Maceo brought him the Alpha Omega bioweapon. And Oliver was like, say what, come again?
Mm-hmm.
I love the look on his face when it was revealed. I was like, well, it all comes full circle. It does every season with those stupid flashbacks. They try so hard. They really do. Cut to Starling City. We see Diggle, Sans Mask, and Black Canary work together to take down a gang, but Diggle keeps punching one of the gang members long after he's down and out. Back in his place, Diggle tells Felicity and Laurel that he is furious at Oliver. Felicity, for her part, believes their Oliver died the day he joined the League, and I'm like, oh, that's so naive, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Back in there to provide, we get a super awkward family dinner. Like, damn it! Every family dinner is awkward. It's just,
yes.
If it's on the CW and it's a family dinner, it is going to be awkward. That's just how it is. Even Jane the Virgin had an awkward family dinner. Like, this is crazy that's a network trope.
It's a thing.
Anyway, Nissa's totally not interested in marrying Oliver because I think she's into chicks, among other things.
Well, yeah, well.
Just saying. Things get even worse when Roz declares that Nissa must have Oliver's children.
Yeah.
So, Oliver excuses himself to go for a walk where he meets Malcolm Merlin.
Of course.
The two have been in cahoots the whole time. Did that make your blood boil, or was that just me?
Yeah. Malcolm needed to be gone last season.
Oliver tells Malcolm they need help. Malcolm says Oliver has too thoroughly convinced his friends that he's been brainwashed, so Oliver suggests someone else.
It just made no sense, because why would we trust Malcolm Merlin?
Oliver was having a Barry moment, bro. Like, just complete naivete. And I just was like, yep, this is not going to end well. And
no.
Next episode, it totally didn't actually end well. So, Maceo approaches later, but luckily Oliver's alone. He asks Maceo about the bioweapon, and apparently Maceo stole it from the van before they blew it up. He wanted to make sure he paid even before Akio's death. Oliver offers to free Maceo when he becomes Roz, but Maceo says there is no escape from his prison. most sympathetic person in the
Oh,
whole
Sam.
damn season, turns out. Meanwhile, Felicity finds Ray working on his Atom suit. He recognizes that she's upset and that it's Oliver related, because when is it not?
That's true.
But she doesn't want to talk. He promises to always be there for her and asks her to sign some paperwork. After she leaves, the papers are revealed to be transfer of ownership.
Hello.
Oh, we'll get into that later, because that was just ridiculous. Malcolm informs Team Arrow of Oliver's charade, but no one believes him because, well, he's a sociopath and an extremely compulsive liar. So then Malcolm brings in Tatsu, who corroborates the story, but it's like, y'all know that we don't watch these flashbacks when, right? Like, the team can't see that. So, like, why are we supposed to trust Tatsu? She could just be any random chick. And like, who brought it up? Diggle?
Yes.
Or whatever. He basically said that. So I was just like, yeah, good. But she tells them information about the bioweapon and tells them she knows how to get to Nanda Parbat. So, cut to Palmer Technologies and the groups looking over, like, bioweapon files. Diggle and Laurel convinced, but Felicity still isn't. Tatsu later comes in and says Oliver spoke about her when he was, mostly dead. She tells Felicity to fight for Oliver because she regrets not doing it for Maceo. This convinces Felicity to join the trip. Goody. Ugh. Felicity was a bummer. She was a bummer this is a let's rescue Oliver from another stupid choice.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to be the leader of the group and they're always cleaning up his messes. Everybody heads out. Cut to Nanda Parbat. Roz attempts to persuade Nissa to go through with the marriage by telling her how he fell in love with her mother and presenting her with her mother's jewelry. And this is like, LOL,
Yeah.
no. So then Roz goes with his baser instincts and threatens her
Of course.
instead in a super awkward, uncomfortable moment. In a long series of awkward and uncomfortable moments. That was
You will do what I want because I'm Ra's al Ghul.
Team Arrow and Malcolm and Tatsu in full katana costumes, straight from the Suicide Squad movie set, by the way. Couldn't believe they actually used that costume, but moving on.
Wow.
They want to take down the plane carrying the bioweapon. The team fights off League members while Felicity tries to hack the plane. However, her tablet is shot and the plane takes off. But luckily, she brought back up in the form of Ray Palmer in his Atom suit, and he downs the plane. But the suit is damaged and he crashes again.
Of course.
You know what? Honestly, my problem with season 3 has been
What?
it suffered from the worst things about season 1, which was that soap opera feel.
Yeah.
A lot of these decisions felt very forced and unorganic.
It felt like we were watching the Vampire Diaries instead of Arrow.
Hey now!
I mean, I like the Vampire Diaries for what it is, okay? But I don't want my Arrow to be the Vampire Diaries.
You can find Kelly on social media at Super Squint.
I like the Vampire Diaries, but if I want to watch the Vampire Diaries, I will watch the Vampire Diaries. I don't want my Vampire Diaries on Arrow.
I agree. Like I said, Super Squint on any social media. So meanwhile, we during all of this, we find Katana and Maceo, and they kind of face off. Maceo seems to get the upper hand, but Katana stabs him, and she holds him and cries as he thanks her for releasing him from his prison. And I'm like, really? The only person I like this whole season?
Yep. I know.
There goes Tommy 2.0.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Tommy 2.0 and 3.0 because we got our little guy died too.
But, you know, Akio was the MacGuffin. Let's just...
Yeah, I know, but still.
He was a straight up MacGuffin.
Yeah, you know what my question was?
What?
Where's Oliver keeping his ashes?
Oh.
Are they in his crate?
I think he probably released them.
There's gotta be a story to that.
They probably don't care. They're too busy forcing a lassie down her throat and ruining the character of Felicity.
They could really do something with that if they chose to. That would be really pretty powerful and could be, you know, but the problem is Oliver's still doing dumb stuff, so he didn't learn anything from it, but you know, just my 2 cents worth.
No. I totally get what you're saying, but I could almost see them having a plan for it, but because Katana is now a part of the Suicide Squad and we probably won't ever see her again, or at least until the Suicide movie flops, and then we can get the Suicide Squad back on TV. I don't expect anything like that to be like, this is all one and done
Just
now.
so sad.
Unfortunately, I like Ryla Fukushima as Tatsu. She really grew on me. I wanted to see Katana, but then at the same time, it's a very Batman thing. I don't know. She was interesting because Katana's history is interesting, and especially since she killed her husband with her sword, which was very much kind of like the comic book thing. And like, and I'm kind of sad that we're not going to see another kick-ass lady. Especially, I feel like we need a lot of kick-ass ladies to come through and train Laurel, and like, because I don't believe her relationship with Felicity.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just super awkward. I loved her with Nissa. I liked her towards the end with Sarah. And so, you know what I mean? Just have these rotating badass ladies from the like comic book lore just come in and train her, and she has a good relationship with them, and you know what I mean?
That would actually be really, really kind of cool. Female magician
Zatanna.
Zatanna could be a lot of fun.
She's reserved for more of the darker, magic-y stuff. Like, she was supposed to be on season 2 of Constantine, and I can actually kind of see her, if Lucifer gets to season 2, being in that. You know what I mean? It's that kind of side of it.
Yeah.
But you're right. She is a really cool character.
But, you know what I'm saying? Laurel needs more of the theatrical.
Yeah.
Especially if she's got issues with her fighting skills at this point. If she had more of the theatrical, she could kind of get away with it for a while until she got the abilities she needed. But that could be really fun. Oh, which reminds me, you were talking about Suicide Squad. I will totally send you the interview with Mike Rowe.
Yeah, I'll totally tell Rob to add it to the feed.
Cool.
So where were we? The fight ends with Roz, Oliver, and more League members arriving. Team Arrow is taken captive, and Oliver asks them to trust him. And I'm like, LOL, no. You're stupid. Even if what you're saying is true, you're still stupid, and we hate you. They're brought before Raz, who knows there's a traitor among his ranks. Tatsu claims Maseo told her, which Raz recognizes as convenient, but kind of accepts it because Maseo was kind of getting in the way of Sarab this whole time since Oliver showed up.
Right.
The team is in prison, and Oliver reveals his impending wedding to Nissa. And Felicity's like, what? That was her last straw.
The deer in the headlights. Yeah, wow. And then we're gonna die. Wait a minute. How come we're not dead yet?
We're not there yet, but... Okay, so Diggle's brought to see Oliver. After dismissing the guards, Oliver asks about their friends. And though Diggle is furious at Oliver... And Diggle is furious, of course, at Oliver for targeting Lila. He says Oliver has lost his friendship and his trust. And I'm like, good. He deserves all that. Meanwhile, and, there's more to the story that we learn in the finale, but whatever. It's still stupid. Meanwhile, Malcolm is brought to Roz. Malcolm offers his fealty and sells out Oliver. When Oliver arrives, though, he replies that Malcolm is lying. Roz and Oliver return Malcolm to the dungeon, remove Tatsu because she is immune to it, and tosses a vial of the bioweapon into the cell. It breaks and unleashes the virus in the now sealed cell.
Yep.
I
mean, you just imagine, though, what they went through.
They should all have PTSD by now.
Totally, yeah. I mean, we're gonna die. And the choking and they should totally all have PTSD.
We close with the montage of Oliver and Nissa's wedding while Team Arrow struggles against the virus. I love how Nissa tries to stab Oliver, but he just grabs it. It's like, nah, chick, we're getting married. Meanwhile, while this is going on, prior to the events in Nana, Malcolm found Thea packing to visit Roy. He tries to discourage her, quote unquote, but he really wanted her to go because he didn't want her to be anywhere near Starling City, so he's pulling that reverse psychology, because, I wouldn't trust Malcolm.
That's the only thing that works.
Like, wait, why do you want me out of the city? What are you up to? To Thea getting out of a cab at an auto shop, who asks for Jason, and I groaned because I thought they were going to that's another Batman thing. Jason turns out to be Roy. They greet each other before heading to Roy's apartment. Roy talks about how he probably should move on from this identity and go back on the run. She offers him his Arsenal suit, and the two get a little happy sappy and coital. But post-coitus, Thea tells Roy about being revived and Oliver's sacrifice. Roy doesn't believe Thea can keep running. But Thea says that she's running to him, so it doesn't kind of really matter. The next morning, she wakes up. He's gone. At the garage, Thea found Roy quit and left her a note. He says that Thea deserves more than what he can offer. He also says that he always thought red was more her color, even though we met him in a red hoodie. And he always had a red suit.
Yeah. Well, we have this whole thing with people looking good in red.
So yeah. I guess if we want to have to talk about the Hong Kong flashbacks, I guess we will. We kind of see the city riding amidst evacuation orders. Akio's illness is worsening as the vaccine isn't helping for some MacGuffin-y reason. Akio falls unconscious, so Maseo and Oliver target Shreve, hoping he has a cure. Oliver kills the guards at the base, and the two threaten Shreve until he offers up the cure. Maseo and Oliver bring him back to Akio, but by the time they return, Akio has already died. However, it doesn't matter since there really was no cure. Shreve just wanted to track down Oliver, Maseo, and Tattoo because, well, they were loose ends. Dun,
Yes.
dun, dun!
Gotta wonder if Shreve and Eiling ever, had anything to do with each other.
I said Shreve should have been Eiling.
Yeah?
Yeah, no offense. I don't know. I think maybe to tie things up a little bit, if we're so intent on making the Flash and Arrow be one world, I think maybe they should have a meetup in one of these flashbacks.
That would actually be kind of cool.
Because we need to get Clancy Brown on Arrow. We gotta class up the joint a little bit. Gotta get this stink of season 3 off. Just saying. Let's talk about the grade.
This was not what I expected for a penultimate episode.
Compared to the previous 2 seasons, especially?
Yes. Yeah. This whole season, I don't know. It just seems like common sense took a vacation. This whole season has just felt so forced and shoehorned and just not my show that it hurts. Bring back my show, please. I miss it. I really do.
No, I totally agree. But are you giving this a D or a C or what?
I'm thinking a C-. This just hurts. This wasn't a penultimate episode. It wasn't. I mean, well, it was, but it didn't feel like it. It was a mess.
You know, it was so messy though. What I couldn't stand, what just totally ruined it, is that at the end we see Team Arrow struggling. Felicity and Diggle have that beautiful little moment. It was an honor knowing you, and then we get the damn trailer for the next episode, and everybody's okay, and then Flash is in it, and
Exactly.
like, you son of a.
Why would you do that? Exactly.
That just ticked me off to no end. There was no suspense.
No.
Of course, we're not killing off all of Team Arrow, but maybe somebody doesn't. Maybe Malcolm doesn't make it out.
Yay!
Just like that. That's what really ruined the whole episode. Honestly.
Yeah, but Malcolm has 9 lives. He's got to be part cat or something. Can't trust him.
Get there in the next episode, definitely. I totally agree with you. This is a C-. If you want to grade it against the other 2 penultimate episodes, it's an F.
Yeah.
There was it was really poor action because the League fight trying to take down the plane was so lame, and it was corny. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't invested in it, and I didn't feel the weight of it. It didn't even feel grounded in any type of reality at all. So I just really didn't like it, and that's a shame.
It is.
Action is what Arrow used to do really well.
Yes.
Against the other 2 season 1 and season 2 penultimate episodes, this is a total fail. As just an episode of season 3 of Arrow, C-.
I'm sorry, guys.
I know, you guys know, I actually really love Arrow, but this season has been brutal for me. I'm sorry that my honesty is just couldn't take it. Could not take it.
Yeah. Especially, it's harder. I mean, if we didn't have the Flash and it wasn't so good, it would be easier kind of to understand, but it makes no sense. Well, I guess it does make sense, but you know what I'm saying? It's so aggravating that one show can be so good and the other one can just go take a turn for the worse.
So, not to say that there wasn't good things in this episode, but for me, my best scene was anything Thea and Roy.
Mm-hmm.
Willa is the best. She's just the best. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Really upset that she didn't get to say goodbye to him. So
Yeah. So now, well, if she didn't get to say goodbye to him again,
well, she got to hear. They got to talk one last time though.
yeah, which was good. But yeah, he just kind of disappeared. That's sad to me. I mean,
He left her a note. It was kind of like echoing at the end of season 2. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure he might be back.
that would be
Like
nice.
not as like a recurring or anything, but every now and then special guest star kind of situation.
Yeah, which would be awesome. But I gotta ask a stupid question about Colton. What is up with him in the crazy color suits?
To quote Grant Gustin, his fashion has no chill. He's a male model, so I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
that was his first
He just,
profession. So, what was your favorite
my favorite thing?
scene or thing, whatever? She's like, don't forget the scene, sister.
Yes. I was kind of glad that of all people, Diggle was really ticked, and he's having difficulty dealing with that, and that made that part of the relationship feel real. You know what I'm saying? He was obviously taking out his anger on the bad guys. He's angry, he's hurt, he's upset, and he doesn't know what to do with that. He's not normally like that. To me, that was the most real, believable part of the show.
I concur, madam. I don't know. I can't think of any lines or moments. Oh, well, there is a moment, and it's because it's just the sheer ridiculousness of it. It's Felicity. They're out in the field fighting, and she's on her little stupid tablet trying to hack a plane on a tablet. Okay. Was a Windows 8 tablet of all things.
Wait a minute, didn't somebody just say that they could do that?
Okay, Windows 8 operating system. Oh, a Surface 3 Pro. I have one. Come hook me up then. I challenge thee.
There was a guy who claimed that he hacked the flight controls of a plane here recently, of a commercial plane.
Okay, sure, whatever.
But exactly, you don't. You don't know if it's credible, but it was on the news here recently.
I don't think it's credible, but hey. But anyway, but no, that's not even the point that I was making. It was when she thought she killed the guy with the tablet, but it was Malcolm who killed him, the guy with the arrow from the back.
Yeah,
Sheer ridiculous.
Like a tablet would do any damage.
She was like, oh, like she threw it like a throwing star. I was just like, is that supposed to be a thing for next season? Because next season we're supposed to find out who her father is. Kind of remember how when Thea saved Roy for the bad guys with she threw something and he's like, what's that? She's like, I just got wicked aim.
Could be.
So I don't know. I guess I should tell you guys who's to blame for this episode. Kidding, kind of. The story was by Eric Olson, and the teleplay was by Ben Sikowski and Brian Ford Sullivan. The best thing about this episode, of course, was that Wendy Sandler directed it. I thought the directorial execution was fantastic. I love the composition of the scenes. I love the use of lighting, especially in the wedding.
It was visually stunning.
It was, which is something you really can't take away from Arrow. They, for the most part, really get that aesthetic of the show right. And I love when Wendy shows up because she has, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't mean it in a good way, I guess, either. It's kind of neutral. She has a very feminine quality to her directorial eye, and it's just something that we don't see on Arrow. I can't really describe it, but it's just, men and women kind of tend to see things differently because we can see colors better from the hunter-gatherer things. Do you know what I mean? So, it's just a very acutely kind of feminine thing when I see, how, the gradient of a scene works and stuff like that, I guess. So, it's just when she shows up, it just becomes a little bit more vivid. So, that's what I mean by that. I love Wendy Sandler. She's one of my favorite directors for Arrow. One of my favorite TV directors, right up there with Guy B. So, that's saying a lot for everybody that's ever listened to any of my podcasts. So, that was, the best thing about this episode for me. Next to the scoring, of course.
Of course.
Can't leave out Cow on the Wall, aka Blake Neely.
Yes.
I love the scoring in the scene where Team Arrow is quote unquote dying in the cell. I thought that was kind of the best scoring of the episode for sure.
Gotta have good death music, of course,
You do. What about you? Anything stick out for you for scoring?
Oh, goodness. It's been a couple days since I've seen this, actually.
Me too. I literally haven't watched it since it aired. But, yeah, that's enough about this episode. I do want to tell you guys that if you listen to the Flashpoint podcast, don't be jealous about their Watch and Win sweepstakes, because we got one for you too.
Woohoo!
For our Queen Consolidated Watch and Win sweepstakes, it's called We Heart Paul Blackthorne, of course. We are rewatching the Dresden Files.
Or watching, for some of us.
If you want more information, follow the tags on Twitter and Tumblr, Dresden Files and QC Watch and Win. We got tons of great prizes. We got action figures. Wave 3 that's coming out in November. It's pre-ordered, so you get it as soon as it comes out if you win one of those dolls. We've got Wave 2, which is Deathstroke, Katie Lutz's Canary, action figure doll, and some other things as well. You can win season 1 DVD or Blu-ray, season 2 Blu-ray or DVD. The soundtracks are up for grabs. All the comics, either in digital or print format, from the first set of Arrow tie-in comic books. You can get season 2.5, all of those. We got some of the books, Vengeance, which is a story. We got the dossier, which gives you information on everybody. We got the full story of heroes and the full book of heroes and villains. We got an Arrow hoodie.
Wow.
We got season 4 passes on iTunes or Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I just got in 3 Arsenal action figures today. Yesterday.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
There's even Queen's Consolidated tees, so it's just tons of really cool, fun prizes. It'll be up on the Tumblr later this week, which is queenconsolidatedpodcast.tumblr.com. It's getting revamped, much how that Flash podcast got revamped. Consolidated is being revamped as we speak, but by the time this is up, it should be done. We also have a Facebook page. We're looking to be legit, just like the Flashpoint is legit. So please just go to Facebook, type in the search bar Queen Consolidated Podcast, hit the like button, and it'll be a link to something special once we get to 25 likes on the Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. So, and Google Plus page if you're into that. You guys send in some email. If we get enough, we'll do a listener feedback episode, 10 minutes of just all your thoughts.
We like your thoughts.
We do. So send that in to queenconsolidated.smg@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at QC_SMGpod. And I think that is all of our social stuff. So, time for little shamesies and plugsies.
You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and just about anywhere else that matters at SuperSquint. That's SuperSquint. You can also read me at voiceoftv.com. And you can listen to me as well on Before the Bat with Tyler and Phil. And, of course, on Flashpoint, the lovely Miss Lilith.
Oh, yes. You can find me personally on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire. You can find my personal Tumblr, lilithfairyhellfire.tumblr.com. Please be sure to check out my blog, littlepopculturevulture.blogspot.com. I'm talking about, all this week, I'm talking about fall 2015 TV, what I'm watching and what's new, what's hot and what's not, basically.
Woo-hoo.
So if you're interested in that, check it out. And please, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to us on iTunes. And please
Download, because streaming doesn't count.
yes. While you're there, be sure to type in Southgate Media Group to see our network's provider page. It shows you a list of all the podcasts that are available and hot and trending episodes that are going on. So yeah. Or you can just go to www.southgatemediagroup.com and you can see the full list of podcasts. You can check out host information and have some really cool blogs available as well. So, looks like the hiatus is going to be our hellish island for 5 months. But don't worry, we got you back. We'll be your Yalfe and your shadow. Keep you preoccupied with our Washington. So we hope you guys join us.
We Consolidated, signing off.